Oops,
I asked.
all right. I was gonna say I clicked the record button too late on accident, but we got that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All Riled Up. I am your host, Riley Sassinelli. Joining me, as always, the beautiful, the wonderful Eunice. How are you, Eunice? Gus could not make it. He is dead. Shot and left for dead in a movie theater parking lot after watching Nosferatu. Um, Rest in peace.
I
But
got him, don't worry.
what'd you say?
I got him, don't worry.
Oh, okay. But
Or bad luck wheel. Gotta get that
oh
right.
yeah, yeah. We keep forgetting to do that, but it worked that last time. Uh, but joining me in place, we may not have Gus, but we don't need Gus because we have the beautiful, the wonderful Dijon Royal, DJK Royale with cheese. How are you, Dijon?
I'm
Okay.
alright, I'm alright.
That's good. That's good. So we will hop into it and do some recaps and stuff. Um, so week 17, like I said, we're gonna do the recaps. We're just gonna glance over some games. We'll go in depth into basically the most important ones.
I wanted to say because I just saw this, most touchdowns nullified by penalties with the Bills, 16.
That would make a
One of
lot of
the
sense.
past 5 seasons combined.
It is.
Our I
It is
love
5 seasons combined. Just so you know.
yeah, I love uh our O line, but
Holding.
what?
Holding.
Yeah, Dion Dawkins specifically, like I love that man so much. Uh I was actually depressed when he so he signed an extension last year, but he was messing with everybody on Instagram saying like acting like he wasn't going to come back. And I was actually sad cuz I was like, "Damn, he's not going to be on the team anymore." But then he signed an extension. He's great. He got nominated to the Pro Bowl. Um this motherfucker holds on like every play. And it's
Dude,
so annoying. Like
I don't know if you're describing your guy or if you're describing Ronnie Stanley right now.
granted, like there is holding on every play, um, and it's hard. Sometimes it's hard not to hold, and sometimes it's like, um, holding is very like ticky tacky, where it's like that's not holding, but they call holding, or vice versa. Um,
Yeah, like the hand raises the collar of the
yeah,
jersey.
and they're like, but I swear, like, and granted, I'm exaggerating a little bit, when I say like that it's always Dion Dawkins because it's not always Dion Dawkins, but he makes up. I would bet money that he makes up a vast majority of those touchdowns negated by like if it were only holding. Ah,
Dude, isn't it crazy, DJ, how I was just telling you this when you were at my house about Ronnie Stanley?
Yeah.
that's funny.
Where I was like, dude, anytime there's a flag on offense on the field, like our offense, I don't even look to see who they point to or what hand things the refs are doing. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Holding Ronnie Stanley, and I'm almost always fucking right. But at the same time, no one gets within 5 yards of Lamar. So I'm like, you know what, man? I don't know.
Yeah, if it's like they can't catch up to him, what does it matter? Um,
Yeah.
Also, before we start the recap, sorry to keep slowing this down. Uh,
Oh,
so we had our white elephant over Christmas. Um, I'm finally I was teasing it, but I can finally announce that my gift was an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey. Um, it was I was so happy to get it, and to give it, and Gus picked it because he knew. He told me he's like I had a feeling, and his gift was a Russell Wilson on the Broncos jersey, and Sammer got it, and I stole it from him. I felt a little bad, uh, but the more I look at it, the more I feel less guilty. So, sorry, Sammer, if you're listening to this, but I had to be unlimited. Um, and so
Unlimited diarrhea.
now we can get into the recaps. Um,
Oh,
so to start us off on Christmas, the Chiefs
huh.
beat the Steelers. Russell Wilson shit himself.
He
Um,
really did.
it's like it's funny because Gus and I finally dropped the act. Like we were talking about it, and we just both said to each other, like he's so bad. Like, and he is. Like I, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Like he's not the worst in the world, but at the same time, like I feel like if you
He's
put
not in the he's not in the top 20 of the 32 starting QBs.
yeah, probably not. Like I'm not gonna go as far as to say that I think that Justin Fields would be better because I legitimately don't. I'm sorry if you guys think that, but if you put like any other the issue with the Steelers, granted in this game, their defense, and I know TJ Watt is hurt and he's playing through an injury right now. Their defense just completely gave up in this game. Um and I obviously like it doesn't help that Russell Wilson it doesn't help that the defense was so bad, but really this team lives and dies by how good does Russell Wilson decide to play? Um, and unfortunately for the Steelers, it was poorly. Now, granted, I didn't think they were going to win this game anyway. I never saw anyone say they were favored to win. Um, maybe you guys did, but I didn't. But I think that this literally, like, they could have won their division. And now the only way for them to win the division would be if they beat the Bengals, which I don't think is going to happen. And spoiler. And if the Ravens lost to the Browns, and the Browns are on their fourth starting quarterback this year, they're not starting Dorian Thompson Robinson. They're starting Bailey Zappi.
They also have no running backs. Ford is out.
Yeah. So it's like,
They have no running back. They're out their practice squad running back.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I've never said the Browns are good. You know, like AFC North football is definitely
So
different. It's weird, but at the same
That's
time,
the right word, honestly.
it is weird.
Different.
It's different. Like it's like AFC North football is like 1950s football before they instituted all the safety rules. Or like when they used to not play football with helmets, or they used the leather helmets.
Dude, I'm telling you, the spirit of Ray Lewis is still in that entire division. Not just the Ravens. It's like all four teams have a little bit of Ray Lewis's batshit crazy on-field motives.
Eunice, you reminded me of something that's a little off topic. When we were at the Christmas party, Kareem would just randomly say throughout the night Ray Lewis, and I asked him like, why does he keep saying that? He said like his friend, because he has like a bunch of GameCube emulators and stuff, and like emulators for different like consoles. He said his friend put him onto Madden 05, and he said he played it a few times, and he would play games. I don't think he said he played with the Ravens, but he played against his friend who was using the Ravens. So he saw Ray Lewis so much that now he just says it randomly.
He saw Ray Lewis before getting sacked so much.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, I was talking to DJ about Ray Lewis on New Year's,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling him some of like the stories of Ray Lewis, like on the field and shit, about like all the crazy shit, like how he talked, like how Jameson Winston kind of talks, like
Yeah.
before, during, and after each game.
Mm-hmm.
And like DJ found it fucking hilarious, like just the way he he clearly was making up these speeches on the spot.
Yeah. To get back on topic,
Yeah.
the Chiefs. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, this was." I'm gonna be completely honest, and you guys might think this is kind of an L take. This win does not impress me. Like, it's not just that the Steelers' offense is bad and the Steelers' defense didn't show up, even though usually they do. It's just like I watched most of this game, and then towards the end of it, I was kind of like not caring as much. Um, and they would have like several like 3-and-outs, you know, like they were not perfect. And the best part is that they did not score over 30 points. They scored 29 and stopped. Um,
Yep.
I'm assuming at some point Carson Wentz came in.
Yeah.
But I, like I said, did not watch the whole game. I watched most of it. So I don't even know at what point Carson Wentz even came in the game.
It's like I think it was like the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like Mahomes didn't come back for the entire fourth.
I was gonna say if he did come into the game, I'm looking at the stats page, and he didn't. If Carson Wentz was in the game, he didn't throw a pass because on the stats page of this game, it does not have him recorded any passes.
What's it called? I want to share just one thing about this game, and that is just the offense for the record. I looked into it right now while you were talking. Russell Wilson has had 3 good games this season.
Yeah.
Would you like to guess what 3 teams he versed for those 3 good games?
I'm gonna guess just well, I want to say it's just all of the AFC North, but I don't think it would be because he
only
didn't.
one team, only one of the 3 was AFC North.
Okay. Bengals.
Yep, because Bengals have the worst secondary in the league. Russell Wilson had 414 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception that game, and that one should have been called a flag to begin with.
Commanders.
Yep, that one was. I'm calling it good, even though it was like kind of solid. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 200 passing yards, 195 passing yards.
And then I'm Giants?
Close.
Jets.
The Jets.
Jets. Yeah, I was like
264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles. Oh, and a rushing touchdown for 4 yards.
Okay. Yeah, it's like
he only plays good against horrible defenses.
Horrible teams, yeah. And it's like
not horrible teams, horrible defenses. Because Commanders are not horrible.
Yeah,
Bengals aren't horrible. It's just those defenses, man. State juice, baby.
And we've been talking about it. Like we all know. I have not seen a single person say that like the Steelers aren't first round exits unless they play the Texans is a maybe. You know, depends on the defense.
Only 2 teams they could verse are Texans and Chargers. Oh no, excuse me.
It's Texans and Ravens. Yeah.
Yes. And I am excited if it's that, so we can beat Russell Wilson again.
That would be really funny. I'm honestly kind of rooting for that. I'm gonna run it up and see like what it in the playoff machine and see like if that is even something that's possible.
Yes, the Chargers need to win and the Steelers need to lose this week.
Oh yeah.
Push the Chargers
that's so likely. So
exactly
to get a Steelers Ravens like, and granted, I think by then the defense for the Steelers will be playing slightly better, but the offense isn't going to. And we saw what
Fields could be back, but still, even then, like we do good against running QBs because we practice against that all day.
Yeah, so it's like I just don't see it. Anyway, so the Steelers lost. It was 29-10. The next game was the Ravens playing the Texans. And yeesh, Eunice, if you want to talk about it.
What's there to talk about?
That's kind of what I was thinking too, to be honest with you.
No one expected this. Majority of people expected the Ravens to win. Sure. But you could not look me in the eyes and you could tell me, no, I expected the Texans to score less than 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
I should have.
No one.
I should have known.
You should have bet by 29 the Ravens win.
Yeah.
Hey, I told. Crazy I said this, but I told Riley to just say the game was a tie.
And Really? That like sold? No, you did that for Seahawks Bears.
I know. I
Yeah.
said make. I told Riley because he was undecided. Just say tie. And when he didn't, I was like, all right,
Yeah,
well, I'll say for the next one.
it's a
And the
tie.
next one,
It was so close. I was,
crazy
Bro,
that
like
the
DJ
one was
was
right.
on the edge of his seat. Like, come on,
bro.
give
Ask.
me
I did not watch this game.
So
respect.
I'll tell the story when we get to that game because I have a little bit of a story with the Seahawks Bears game.
All there's really for me to say about this game, our defense looked incredible. So I'm no longer concerned about our defense. It's what we've. It's been 8 weeks, 7 weeks of good defense, all against playoff teams except for the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about our defense anymore.
Yeah,
Offense been electrical. Lamar broke Michael Vick's record in that game, solidifying himself in the Hall of Fame. That's really it for me.
I'm gonna be completely honest. There's not much to talk about in this game other than okay, the Ravens blew them out. Steelers, sorry, Texans, literally just were absolutely garbage. Um,
Blaming the O line. It was not all the O line's fault.
It-
I watched that entire game.
it
CJ
wasn't-
Stroud was throwing 5 yards off for the
It-
first half.
yeah, it wasn't just the O line. Obviously, that contributes to it, but it was not just the O line. And
Yeah.
so, not much to really talk about. Like, it just was a bad game, and the Texans are 100% going to, first of all, rest their starters. Second of all, lose in the playoffs.
Who do the Texans versus round one? It'll be the Chargers. Or Steelers.
Yeah, and there's no, so it's most likely going to be the Chargers because there's no way that, Pittsburgh is going to lose.
Chargers are
beat the
going to
Bengals.
Arrowhead.
Oh, that'll be crazy.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's no way the Steelers are beating the Ravens in wild card as of how it currently looks. There's no fucking way that the Broncos and or Bengals/Dolphins are beating the Bills.
Yeah.
It's Chargers versus Chiefs division game, and then the other divisional, the divisional game. It's not divisional. What did they call them?
The wild card round.
Not wild card. The one after.
Divisional.
Oh, they do call it. Okay, I'm being stupid. We're gonna have two good divisional games.
Mhm.
One is between divisional rivals, the Chiefs and the Chargers, and the other one's gonna be Lamar Jackson running it back against Josh Allen. I guess Josh Allen would be the one running it back.
Ugh.
Isn't that how running it back? That's the term. Like if you lose, you like rematch it.
Yeah, I guess people usually will just say, "Oh, we're gonna run this back as like a just for a rematch," not necessarily
Okay,
if you lose.
I guess it's a weird one because yes, Allen was the one that lost last time, but this is also the Ravens are the away team in this. So like, how do you define running back?
That's true. But
Whatever.
so yeah, Texans lost, got blown out. Boo-hoo. I don't care. Next we had the last Thursday night football game of the year.
Snore fast.
This was the most Thursday night football game of all time. So my story is that Dejan had said it was going to be a tie last episode. I was so excited to watch this game. Malik and Gus came over and we were talking and we started playing poker, and we were playing poker with this game on because Gus really wanted to watch the game. So we did, and it was the most boringest bullshit in the world. Both teams looked absolutely horrible, and I was sitting there the entire time. We did the final hand of poker just to watch the fourth quarter, and I was sitting there the entire time, like, locked in, being like, every 5 seconds, I was like, please end in a tie. Please end in a tie. Please kick the field goal so we can go to overtime. And it did, obviously, it did not. Caleb Williams on fourth down threw an interception. Both teams looked genuinely horrible. And the Bears have had a good defense. So maybe you could say, oh, well, the Bears have had a good defense. But still, like, And the best part is like the Bears could have won this game because there was either a fumble or an interception that was returned for a touchdown that got called back for like holding on the Bears. So the Bears could have won 9-6. That is kind of removing, maybe that the Seahawks would have tried to be more aggressive if they were down by 3 points, but I don't know. It's like both teams are bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk about this game if I could be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just gonna say like I thought it was a funny game. Then we had the Chargers blowing out the Patriots. What else is new? Clinched the
Yep.
playoff spot. What did you say?
I'm agreeing.
Oh. Then we had what was probably the most entertaining game, maybe even of the week. Well, I guess Monday Night Football was good. Um, the most entertaining game on Saturday was Broncos at Bengals. It was
Yeah.
great. There were a lot of issues on both sides of the ball. Obviously, the Bengals defense is horrible. They kept going for it on fourth down in the first half and not getting it, or being like 1 yard short. Um, the Broncos offense, a lot of Broncos fans are very depressed because they're like, we're going to make the playoffs and we're going to lose in the first round. And it's like, I get that. And this game did not really help because I'm not going to say it was all bad, but their offense didn't look amazing. It had moments where it was good. And then it had most of the game. I would say most of the game, it looked bad. And Broncos defense looks pretty good though. Obviously, Pat Surtain is amazing. And it went to overtime. This was insane. So the Bengals went to end the game and they went for a field goal on third down, and I just knew something was going to go wrong because they didn't, like, they waited on they did it early. You never go for it early. And
Yeah.
they kicked the field goal and they missed. And then the Broncos had a chance to drive down the field, but the Broncos, it's almost because if the Broncos tied, they would have made the playoffs. It's almost like they were like, "Oh, our offense is struggling, so let's not go for the win. Let's just go for a tie." Are you stupid? Like they really they had the ball and they quickly went 3 and out. Like they
It's insane to me that they really said, no, we can hold off the arguably best offense in the league again. Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah, Bo Nix had
We totally just didn't get bailed out by a missed field goal or anything. No, we could do it.
yeah, Bo Nix only had 7 incompletions, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, which is really good. But there were just large segments of the game where they did nothing. And then towards the end, they were like, okay, lock in so we can tie and go to overtime. And yeah, because I'm like, I'm not going to say 100% that is what Sean Payton wanted to do. That's the head coach of the Broncos. But I would say I would bet money that they literally were like, our offense is struggling. Just try to tie. Instead of try to get the win. Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that game was entertaining, and but it was not enjoyable for Broncos fans. Then we had a stinker. Cardinals versus Rams, 13-9. Rams won. I don't care. Then we had on Sunday. Now this is funny. The Giants beat the Colts.
Yes. I found that funny that Drew Lock said, now I want to have a legacy game.
He's like, I'm locking in.
Shut up.
And Drew Lock when a game doesn't matter, and he like leans forward in a gaming chair.
Fucking
Um,
2010 LeBron highlight clip starts
mhm,
rolling in.
yeah, but yeah, like the Colts, it's Flacco. Flacco, he and the Giants got 45 points. Ugh, horrible. Um,
The Colts they're drafting what's his name, Maliki or whatever, the safety.
hmm, yeah,
They're 100% drafting him.
they got a lot of work to do. um, then we had the Jets going into Buffalo, and they got blown out. It was so funny. The box score does not tell you even the half of it. Like, watch the game. It was so funny. Um, so okay. Trying to figure out how to start this, right? Bills get the ball first. They quickly score. Um, the Jets get the ball and no points, punt. Um, going into this game, the one funny thing I wanted to talk about was when they were walking out onto the field, and I posted a picture of it in Yelling Hour. They had a guy standing next to Aaron Rodgers with a boombox that was playing Gangster's Paradise. So Aaron Rodgers' stat line for this game was 12 for 18 completion, 112 yards, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns.
Yep.
And the funniest thing is that the backup quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, threw 11 for 14, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then, of course, Mitch Trubisky he was 1 for 1, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. So even the Bills' backup quarterback had more touchdowns than Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers experience is hilarious, and it's almost over. I cannot wait to watch the documentary about this.
I
These,
can't wait to see how he blames someone for this.
yeah, because he said like he was like, oh, this, Sunday's probably gonna be my last. Like someone asked him like, oh, is that gonna be your last NFL game? He's like, that's not ridiculous to think that. Was his response. Uh, but yeah, Rodgers played actually horribly. He threw 2 picks. They were both horrible, bad picks. And the funniest thing was on the second interception that he threw. This is really the only thing I want to talk about. On the second interception he threw, he tackled tackled the guy who picked him off, out of bounds, and then got a what would you even call it, like unsportsmanlike conduct or
Yeah.
unnecessary roughness penalty.
I think it's unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, unnecessary roughness. He got an unnecessary roughness penalty, which when I was watching, I was like, on Rodgers? Like, what? And then I watched the replay. I was like, oh yeah, he did like push him when he was out of bounds. Um, Although honestly, to me, it didn't look like it was a very uh hard shove. So it was more like kind of shove. Um,
Yeah.
but Rodgers just looked so bad. Like was trying. He like rolled out to his right and then threw the ball probably like 12 yards, and it would have been a first down, but he threw it like obviously just very low, and it ended up hitting the guy in the knee. And then he
Oh
was
yeah,
like
I saw.
super pissed off about it. And it's like Aaron Rodgers is so bad this season. Uh I think he should retire. I'd be interested to see if he decides to come back for one more. Maybe not even on the Jets, just like as a backup somewhere. Although I think if he had to be a backup, he'd probably retire. Um,
Yeah,
the
for
Jags beat
sure.
the
Like,
Titans,
oh, okay. Here we are.
so the Jags beat the Titans, whatever. The Raiders beat the Saints, whatever.
Yeah.
The Bucks blew out the Panthers, okay. That's all.
Whatever.
Okay. Um, the Eagles beat the Cowboys. I expected that.
Yep.
the Dolphins beat the Browns 20-3. I'm kind of surprised there was no garbage time touchdown, but makes
That
sense, I
was,
guess.
by the way, that was the one and only time in Tyler Huntley's career he had a QB rating above 110 as a starter.
Wow. That's crazy.
And it was against his old division rival.
Wow. Um then we had the most interesting game of the uh 4 o'clock slate, which was Packers Vikings. The Vikings won by 2 points. I started
Yep.
watching
And
this game. Wait, what were you saying, Eunice?
I was gonna say this game wasn't it exactly the same last time? Vikings had a huge lead, didn't do much in the
Yep,
fourth
and the
quarter. Green
Packers
Bay
started coming
almost
back.
came back,
Hmm.
and end of game.
Yep. I started watching this game, but it was Claire's birthday, so we went to Olive Garden. Uh,
Respect. Oh, dude, I can go for some breadsticks right now.
dude, they're so good. That was my first time going to Olive Garden.
Only place that has better breadsticks is still and will always be Red Lobster.
Oh my god, dude. Don't eat it.
Those
They're so good.
breadsticks, they never miss.
And
I know they're out of a box. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck. You can buy the box in the store, but the only time I ever tried the box that you can like get at the store, my mom messed them up and they were okay, but they weren't as good as they should be.
No, like Red Lobster, they're. Do they even call them breadsticks? What are they
They're
like?
just rolls.
Yeah, whatever. Like the waiter could come out
Or they're
and tell
biscuits.
me, we don't know where these are from. We don't know where they're sourced. We don't know how they get cooked or anything. I'm probably still gonna eat them.
Yeah, me too. 100%. They're so
Like,
good.
and they're never bad. They're always hot. That's the one concerning thing. I've never seen one get cold. Like you leave it on the table for like an hour and a half and it's still hot. Like that's not natural.
That's funny. But yeah, like Vikings won. Next Sunday is gonna be, or this upcoming Sunday is gonna be awesome to watch because it's gonna be the fight for the
Yep.
1 seed. I was hoping the
Yes,
Packers would, uh,
No.
but I didn't think it was gonna happen. Then we had Sunday Night Football, which, by the way, the Falcons artichoke because I went to bed when it was 17-10, and I had to wake up on Monday early because every 3 weeks I have to go to the doctor, uh, and do like a maintenance treatment. And when I woke up on Monday, I said to myself, I am going to open my phone to look at the Falcons score. First of all, it was very, like, I'm not going to say this game was boring, but it was very, like, the Falcons, even though they were up by 7 points, they still weren't, like, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and so it was like, I I went to bed and I literally said to myself, like, I'm gonna open my phone tomorrow. I'm gonna look at the score, and the Commanders are gonna have found a way to make a comeback. What happened? I opened my phone. Commanders made a comeback in overtime, which is crazy. Also, I heard that like the Falcons, because like I said, I only watched half of this game. I was so tired I couldn't stay up for the other half. Um, I heard that the Falcons like didn't use their timeouts at a certain point.
Sorry
So
about that.
that's all right. I was just talking about how the Falcons like didn't use some of their timeouts
Yes.
when they could have. So they went to the Matt Eberflus school for using your
Yep.
timeouts.
I'm muted to ask my aunt real quick if we can go to Red Lobster sometime this week.
Dude, I hope you guys do. I would be happy for you.
Aren't they?
I'll bring you over one biscuit.
Drive all the way here. What are you gonna say to John?
Isn't Red Lobster bankrupt?
No, so like the company that owned Red Lobster is a private equity firm, and they filed for bankruptcy because the whole point of like private equity is that the company that buys the company that buys the company that they're like using to make money is like the company that is being used in this example, Red Lobster, doesn't actually make money. They make the private equity firm money. So the private equity firm like made Red Lobster sell them their land and then charge Red Lobster rent for all of the like
So McDonald's.
except they were doing it to like drain the money from them as much as possible. Whereas McDonald's does it as like because it's a franchise. Um so Red Lobster like
Know this.
what did you say?
How do you know this? I'm so sorry if that sounds rude or anything. It's just like I barely know anything about like any like thing food related, and you almost sounded like a professional speaking over like the financial interest of Red Lobster.
I think it's really interesting because truth be told, private equity firms are a cancer on our society. They're the reason that
And you would know about cancers.
yes, I would. I'm a two-time fighter. Um, uh, they're the reason that home prices are so expensive. Because they buy them and then sell them to only rich people. Um, and yeah, so basically, Red Lobster ended up getting sold
Oh
to
wait, is it the 2008 people? Those type of people?
not exactly. I think that kind of relates to it. Um, or I think private equity became popular because of 2008.
I got to rewatch The Big Short.
I want
My
to
bad,
watch
Mr.
that.
Maynard.
I heard about that. But one thing I did want to say before we get back to football. So Red Lobster got sold to a different company and they filed for bankruptcy, but just because you filed for bankruptcy doesn't mean that you're like completely you're completely like default, like you can't operate anymore. They filed for bankruptcy protection. There are different versions of bankruptcy, and like the higher the number, the worse it is. So they filed for like Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, and they got sold to a new company that revamped Red Lobster, so now they have like a new menu. They also said like the Crab Fest or the Lobster Fest is not coming back.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because that was another thing that the private equity firm did was they purposefully like used the most expensive lobster, like that was hard for Red Lobster to buy because they own the lobster business. So overall,
Is this shit?
what did you say?
What the fuck is that, man?
Yeah, it's
Only
literally
the most expensive of the crabs and lobsters.
literally
For Red Lobster, not like some fine dining establishment. It's Red Lobster.
Yeah, it's not like it's a Gordon Ramsay 3 Michelin star adequate style diner. It's Red Lobster. You know, that place you go to on your way
Yeah.
back from your like 18-hour shift at the trucks.
at the trucks. Yeah, so
Shut up, I couldn't remember it.
So yeah, but I love Red Lobster. I haven't been there a lot because too rich for my blood. So was Olive Garden, but it was a special occasion.
I don't really mess with Olive Garden like that.
I like Olive Garden. That was the first time I had ever been.
It's because it's like in my opinion, go home, make the pasta.
I could see why you'd think that because you get free salad or soup if you order one of like the classics menu, but like the classics is just food that you would basically be able to get from other places or make at home. Like
Dude, I'm trying to think of other style restaurants that are borderline franchises like that. I know you
Yeah.
got Red Lobster, you got what's that Texas Roadhouse?
Texas Roadhouse,
That's,
Olive Garden, Outback,
Ramshorn.
Ramshorn,
I
Longhorn.
hate it.
I like all of those. Longhorn is my favorite.
What's that one place? It's like something Island, Caesar Island. No, what's it called?
I've never heard of it. Something.
Fuck me, it's like a huge chain, and there's like 20 of them, like in like East Dearborn, West Detroit. Oh my god, it's gonna fucking piss me off. I
Coney
went there one
Island?
time. Coney Island. Thank
Okay,
you.
You
yeah.
got it. No, no,
Except Coney,
you're not from Michigan. Get out of
yeah, I was
here.
gonna say Coney Island is like its own brand of. Coney Island is like a diner, and
I
it's
don't like
like,
Coney Island.
it depends on which one you go to because they legitimately, you can't
They're
just.
all different.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you can't just go to one and say they're all the
The
same.
best, the best one
I like.
is
Well,
is
go.
down in downtown. Is downtown.
Really, I was gonna say the best one is my favorite one is Leon's.
I don't know what that is.
Um,
You're gonna have to.
that one is near. I'm looking it up. Leon's Coney Island in Dearborn.
Is it the one near Telegraph and Ford?
Wait,
No,
this.
that's Caesar. That's Caesar's Coney Island, I think.
Oh, this is not the one. Okay, no, I'm thinking of Leo's Coney Island. Leo's Coney Island is the one by the Best Buy in East Dearborn, or Dearborn Heights, or no, yeah, I think it's East Dearborn.
Oh, the one that closed?
It closed.
I think.
I haven't been there in years, so I wouldn't know.
Why'd you sound like so like offended by
I used to go
that?
there all the time. I used to go there all the time. I'll have to look it up.
They
But
finally
it's
closed the Arby's there too.
there was an
Maybe they
Arby's
can
there.
make a. Yeah, maybe they can make a Waffle House out of it, bro. Make something good for the community.
I would
Yeah.
love, I would love for there to be a Waffle House, like in
Dude,
Michigan.
I'd be so poor. You know how much money
I'd be
fucking
so
chuck
poor.
into that bitch? I went to Ohio for 3 days and had Waffle House 9 times or 8 times.
Okay, so I take it back. I looked it up. It's called Kirby's Coney Island. It's in Dearborn. What did you say?
Oh yeah?
It's on Mercury Drive and Ford Road, and it's by Best Buy and um Planet Fitness, or sorry, Crunch and Walmart in Dearborn, and it is still open. I googled it. It is still open. Anyway, we always talk about something funny, like Leo's, like Coney Islands and Red Lobsters. So yeah, the Falcons lost, and I don't feel bad. Um, next we had Monday Night Football. Deshaun, do you want to talk about this?
Um, I mean, I will.
Yeah.
But
Not that you want to.
this game, one, happy we won. Get that
Right.
out the way. This game genuinely proved that we're hurt. You know, it's going to be a tough one to see in playoffs. So far, it looks like three of the people who were on IR might play against the Vikings.
Yeah, Anzalone might come back Sunday.
Yeah. Just because he practiced fully Thursday does not mean he's coming back.
Yeah.
If he does come back, I'll be ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they for I want to say the first quarter and some of the second. I stopped. I don't remember where the 49ers kind of fell apart. Definitely after the half.
It was
But
after the half, yeah.
yeah, first quarter and definitely some of the second. Whatever play they wanted to work just worked. There was just the target was open. They got the first down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when they stopped us, that because at first I literally thought it was going to be a shootout,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, wait, let me pull up the score just to make sure I'm getting this right for the game. You know how on Google it does the spread.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It was when they stopped us on one of the drives before the half. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, this might be it. It's like, yes, we got the ball, but that's all. Like, they're still ahead now. Even if we got that touchdown, they would still be ahead. Because they have what's it called? They're like one drive up on us. That's the whole point of like the half is to give, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the the team who started second that ability to come up and be like, all right, we can close the distance. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we did. I don't know what happened in between. I guess they started reading them well. Um, I mean, the picks helped. Don't get me wrong,
No,
Kirby.
yeah, Purdy.
Um, after that one pick Kirby got, it was a flag and it came back. Purdy practically just threw it to him. It was so overthrown. It looked like Kirby was the target. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, no. This showed that our defense is definitely lacking some. Not even some, lacking. We'll see what happens with the Vikings game. Uh, I do not have the highest of hopes, but we'll see. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we won in the end. Some people say, me and Eunice were talking about it during the game. Were you there, Riley?
No, I was.
Me and Eunice were talking about during the game. It was like, watch afterwards. People are gonna be like, flags are the reason Lions won. That people have been saying that, and it's like, it matters on what team wins or loses. But like, of course, they're gonna gravitate towards one side because you want the other team to lose. So if flags help you, even if they are BS, you're gonna just say, "Oh, it's whatever." Refs suck,
Right.
But if it hurts you, like, all right, refs are obviously helping out. It's like, okay,
Hmm. It's like, okay.
either way, either way.
Right. Yeah, like I watched half of this game and then because Sammer asked me, he's like, "Do you want to watch it with us?" I'm like, "I can't," because I was gonna do something. And then when I came back, uh, when I stopped watching at halftime, and then when I came back, the Lions were winning. I was like, "Oh, good." uh, and also Purdy's. That's what I hate about this. The like not watching the game. Like you don't really get the full scope of uh the game because I like that last touchdown was a garbage time touchdown. Um,
Yeah.
but by the Niners, I mean, did you guys see? Which I know you did if you watched the game live. Amon Ra's celebration, the belt to ass like celebration, where he was like he pointed at the cameras like get over here, and then he like starts like beating the camera.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And I watched like he talked about that on his podcast. Like one of his teammates says like I don't even know who it was, but like someone behind him says like the N-word. And
I didn't
they
hear it.
like I heard it and I was like, whoa. Like because I saw that live and I was like, whoa, they didn't bleep that out because they're on a delay so they can like believe like,
Yeah.
Um and it's like it's so audible and then all the lines come over to beat the camera. It was funny. Overall, like this game makes me scared because it's like the Lions defense, like not even to hate, and maybe you disagree with me, Dejan. It's like if they play a good offense, it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah, that's what me and DJ were actually talking about a couple days ago. Where, as of right now, as it currently stands, if they got to verse the like best case scenario for the Lions is the Vikings and the Eagles somehow end up versing each other
Oh,
and playing.
Yeah, because if they
So
have
at
to
least
play,
one out of the two heads of this fucking Hydra can be taken down before
Mhm.
the Lions.
Granted, um, the Lions uh are not going to, or they're going to get a lot of their starters back on the defense. When the playoffs start, if they get the 1 seed, they will have an extra week where no one will get injuries. But if the Lions uh, end up, let's say the Lions do get the 1 seed, they have to play. Um, do we think that the playoffs as it stands right now are pretty much in the NFC? The only thing that can change, if the Commanders lose to the Cowboys, they'll fall to 7, but they're not going to lose to the Cowboys. So everything is locked up other than Detroit and the Vikings. So do you guys think that,
And the NFC South.
right, but that would require the Bucks to lose to the Saints, which I don't think is going to happen. Um wait, let me see something. If you
If they
Okay,
lose
so
and the Falcons win, Falcons make playoffs.
if
It's
the
better divisional record.
if the Seahawks beat the Rams, if the Rams decide to rest their starters, the Rams fall to the 4th seed. So my
I don't think
question,
they care.
what'd you say?
I think I heard like they're resting their start. I don't think they care.
I heard that too. Yeah, because they're gonna lose in the first round, pretty much. Like, especially if they have to play the Vikings. So my question for you guys is: Eagles, Packers, Eagles, right?
Uh, I don't know. Because the number 2 run defense in the league is Vikings.
Okay.
Number 5 defense for passing is Vikings.
Okay.
Vikings
Eagles,
are also in the top 5 for least points allowed, I believe.
the Packers.
No, the
I
Vikings.
said Eagles, Packers.
Oh yeah, Eagles.
So okay, so Eagles, right?
It's
Uh,
one of those 3 teams going to the Super Bowl: Vikings, Eagles, Lions. It's a
so
take your pick type shit.
that's what it's a pick your poison type team. That's what I was trying to figure. That's the hypothetical I was trying to poise to you guys. Is if the Lions have to play the so let I don't think the Packers are going to beat the Eagles. I don't think the Commanders are going to beat the Bucks. And
I can see it.
I guess it's possible, but I'd say I'm leaning Bucks. So we'll just say okay. For the sake of my argument, we're going to say Bucks because I want to talk about the Lions defense versus playoff teams. And then we got the Vikings, who are the 5th seed. They're probably going to beat the Rams. So the Lions would have to play the Vikings in the divisional round. If they can beat the Vikings in the divisional round, they have to play the Eagles in the NFC Championship. And it's just like they're going to get a bunch of their defensive starters back, but man, do they have a uphill battle coming. Because they're basically all 3 teams that they could play, or yeah, basically all 3 teams they could play in the playoffs are teams with like insanely, high powered offenses. Even if somehow randomly like the Bucks played the Lions, like the Bucks have a pretty good offense. So it's not like, granted, I think the Lions would probably beat them, but the Mike Evans to Baker, or fuck, that doesn't make sense. The Baker to Mike Evans connection, uh, is, it's just, to me, kind of, this game scares me because it's like, man, if the 49ers, who are really beat up, could do this well against the Lions, then I am scared about the Vikings game. And I know Anzalone might come back, which I take your time, don't rush it.
Wait, okay. I just figured something out.
What?
How we would need this. is Lions are first seed, Eagles are second, Rams third, Bucks fourth,
Mm-hmm.
Commanders sixth. Vikings fifth, Commanders sixth, Packers
Packers
seventh.
7th. Uh-huh.
Right? Eagles win, Vikings and Commanders win. Based off this website, I hope it's doing it properly. That way, when Lions get off, like during the division round, Lions would face the sixth seed
Mm-hmm.
Commanders, and second and fifth Eagles and Vikings would face each other.
Yeah.
So then we can push it as far back as possible to face those.
Yes. Give your defense more time to heal.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is really the most
Taking a
preferable
dive,
outcome.
taking a dive might genuinely not be the worst thing.
Yeah, like that is just kind of the most preferable outcome for them is that they have to play the Commanders beat whoever they beat in the playoffs, and then the Lions play the Commanders. Because
Yeah.
I'm not even saying the Commanders are bad. I just think that they make mistakes, and
Yeah.
their defense definitely isn't as good as I think
Best
it was.
case, I
Go ahead,
think
Enos.
best case for the Lions is the Eagles lose in the wild card and the Vikings lose in the wild card.
Oh yeah, which I'm not even saying
And
that
then
that
Green
is.
Bay and then Green Bay goes to the other side for the
Mm,
divisional game and lose to either the Rams or Bucks. So
oh
that
no,
way the Lions
the Packers would have to play the Lions.
they would be the lowest seed
Uh,
for division.
yeah, Green Bay is 7th.
Oh, they are seventh.
The only way Green Bay can be 6 is if they lose, is if the Commanders lose to the Cowboys. I don't think that's going to happen. It
So now,
could.
DJ, you're a Commanders fan for this week.
Eh,
Yeah, baby.
Let's go, Washington!
but yeah, so it's going to be playoffs is going to be interesting. That episode is going to hit like crack because there's so much stuff to talk about. Like we'll have less games to talk about, but we'll have
So much more
so
to
much
talk
more,
about.
and we don't even have to do recaps next episode because most other than for the Lions Vikings game, because what, like, I said this in my TikTok, Eunice, like I fully expect the Ravens to blow out the Browns before the game is
Bro?
what?
No, that makes stupid.
Oh, I was gonna say the Ravens blow out the Browns,
The mercy rule during that game.
and then halfway through the game just bench their starters because they know the Browns cannot put up points.
I think if the Ravens score 10 points, they can start benching their starters.
It's funny, in my video I said they'll go up 50-0 at halftime, pop the champagne in the locker room, and then just bench Lamar for the rest of the
Honestly,
game.
fuck it. Just look into the crowd like it's a charity thing. Pick out
Yeah.
22 Ravens fans and just go, all right, you guys get to play. And somehow we come back and another 50 got scored for us.
Yeah. So those were the recaps. We'll get into the
I don't know if
predictions.
Eunice is a D1 hater or D1 glazer.
Well, the Browns suck, so it's like it's not even hate, it's just telling the truth, you know. I will get Gus's picks from him at a different time. So we can enter it into the final week, the prediction ladder. Currently, however, in terms of season-long predictions, so last week I was 13-3, Gus was 12-4, Eunice was also 12-4, and then Dijon was 10-6.
I threw a little bit because I want to be funny.
Yeah, so now we have I am in first place in the season-long predictions with 179 correct predictions. Dijon and Gus are tied with 164 total wins or total correct predictions. And Eunice is in a very close fourth place with 161 total correct games predicted.
For the record, I'm pulling it up right now. Had I not fucking thrown for funsies this season,
Mm-hmm.
because I also do this on ESPN without your guys' influence in
Yeah.
there, I'm at 169 right and 87 wrong.
Next season, 169.
Ah,
Wow.
yeah.
Next season, I'm just gonna make everyone put it in a pick'em league because sitting here like having to type everything out manually is annoying. So next year, it would have been too late to change it mid-year because I would have it would have fucked up the predictions and stuff because of the way that it displays it. So next year
Yeah.
we'll do it in a pick'em league. But anyway,
Yeah. Let's talk football.
predictions. So there are 2 games on Saturday.
People are
And
saying there are 2 theories about these Saturday night games, and I find both of them funny.
what are they?
The first theory is people are expecting the Ravens and Steelers to verse each other in the first round of playoffs, and they don't always put them all on the same day.
Yeah.
So like whatever the earliest day of the week that it could be on, that's what they're saying Steelers and Ravens are gonna get. That's why they put these games earlier. The second thing is they're expecting um they're expecting the Steelers to lose, so Bengals win, right? So what they
Yeah.
did was they put the Ravens game first. So if the Ravens win and they lock up the division, the Steelers bench their starters for the Bengals to win.
That because that's the thing, right? Is like I don't think because if the Steelers won, well, I don't know. If the Steelers won, they would be the 5th seed and they'd play the Texans. But if they lose, which is they are 100% going to do, the Ravens they play the Ravens. So it's like you're fucked either way. Like not to mince words. No matter what team this week they're not going to beat the Bengals. I'm talking about the Steelers. But yeah, I could definitely see what you were saying about this game being the earliest playoff game happening. Just because no offense, Eunice, I don't think Ravens Steelers is interesting only for the fact that
B to B.
it will be a blowout.
Yeah, I know. That's why I gotta love that shit.
Not even that. I shouldn't have said not interesting. It's just not one that I will watch it, but
It'll be interesting. It won't be exciting.
yeah. It's interesting because it's a divisional game in the playoffs. That's cool,
Yeah.
And I fully expect them to play AFC North football when they have to play each other.
Funny enough, I'm glad you brought that up,
Mm-hmm.
Riley, about divisional game in football, and we're gonna get into it. But if a certain fishy wins their game today, the Bills could have a divisional game.
Well, that would require the Broncos to lose, though.
Yeah.
Hey.
He meant Sunday.
I did mean Sunday.
I don't think the Broncos will lose. But anywho.
All right. So let's get first week.
So Browns,
day.
Ravens. It's on Saturday. Eunice, hit us with your prediction.
Obviously, I'm going to say Ravens. Not much to talk about. All I do want to say that I found funny. Do you remember last week for the Ravens game, ESPN gave out one of their highest predictions of it was what was it, 15?
I think I know what you're gonna say.
They decided to double down and said 18 for this one.
I thought it was only 16. 18 is crazy. Did you know that? So in 2016, the Browns went winless, and even in their winless season, they were never picked to lose that bad. The worst they were ever picked to lose was 13.5.
Dude, they really are throwing Zappy to the fucking wolves
Yeah,
here.
really just to the wolves. Like,
Cause why? Why him? Why the fucking guy that hasn't thrown a ball in years?
no, he played last year.
Did he? When did he play? What was the fucking
You don't know what
what?
team he was on?
He was on the Patriots. What?
Yeah.
What happened to what? Like Mac Jones dying on the field and like fuck it, throwing the kid.
Mac Jones was so bad that halfway through the season they benched him for Bailey Zappi, and Bailey Zappi did better, but he still was not like. I'm not saying Bailey Zappi is good because Gus was talking about how he likes Bailey Zappi. Like he did better than Mac Jones, but not enough to win them more than like however many wins they had. Like what, 3, 4?
Something. Also, for the record, a third, not exaggeration, 1/3 of the Browns roster is currently injured, and half of that third is questionable for this game. Njoku has already been declared out. Ford has been declared out. Like Miles Garrett is questionable. He only had one practice this week, and it was very limited.
Yeah, so there is literally like there is quite literally nothing you could say. Even if for some reason Lamar like if Lamar wasn't starting, I would still pick the Ravens. If the Ravens had no starters in this game, I would still pick the Ravens. Like the Browns are just so bad that like how do you pick them, you know? Definitely be closer, but I would still pick the Ravens.
Yeah.
DJ? Dijon, what do you think? Dijon's like, hear me out.
No, it's the Ravens. Come on now.
By how much?
I gotta make sure I get second place here. Gus just collapses, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can argue over third.
I think, genuinely, the Browns, for some God-known reason, are gonna come out to play. So I'll say Ravens by 14.
Oh.
Okay, because that's the thing, right? They could be up by that much and still like. Now, granted, maybe it's not a smart idea, but you could. I think you could make a good argument for the Ravens only being up by 14 points and still benching the starters.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. That's not gonna happen.
No, yeah,
like,
I said
they would
like
never have a 2-possession lead.
and they would never do that. But
I will say this honestly. I know we're shitting on the Browns a lot, but a division game is a division game.
Yeah.
Really. At the end of the day, I think this is gonna be.
I mean, it's true.
You're not wrong. Look at the Lions and Bears.
No,
like,
it
look
will.
At the Bears games.
It will not be a closer
when they face
game.
Us, it doesn't
No,
even make.
I generally think this will be like a 1-touchdown game.
No, I think it'll be like 50 to like 20, if that. Like,
I mean, keep in mind the Browns won last time.
Yeah, but the Browns had like it was when they were still like Jameis Winston was still like hot, you know?
That was his first game.
Yeah, so it's like they
Where was the hot?
Jameis Winston was hot. So he
Ravens just played like shit.
He came out swinging. So it's like, you know, I know it's a divisional game, but even like the Steelers played the Browns. What was the score?
Was one or when the Browns lost?
The when the Browns lost, it was 27-14. So 13-point difference. What about
in the first time they won?
Yeah, I think it'll be closer to what Dijon said. Like I would honestly say like by 17 or something like that. If we're being realistic.
Oh, what the fuck? ESPN updated. It's not 18 points anymore.
What is it?
You want to take a guess?
Higher or lower?
No comment.
16 and a half?
DJ, do you care to take a guess?
Not that much, no.
20.5.
And that's not ridiculous.
That's
So,
the highest I've ever seen in my life.
me too. That's not ridiculous to say that, because, like I said, I think it'll be closer to that than it would be to just one possession. That's my prediction. Next, we have Bengals Steelers. Just to be honest, I think everybody's picking Bengals because I did.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. This one's going to be a close one, I think. Home for the Steelers, too.
Yeah.
And they just are on a 3-game losing streak. I know they're probably pissed the fuck off right now. And they're
What's
healthy.
up, brother?
And they're really healthy right now.
What did you say,
the last
Deshaun?
3 games, they've been very unhealthy.
But last game, T.J. Watt was hurt. I mean, he still played, but he was
sitting through a bad
playing.
ankle. George Pickens just got off IR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna give this to the Bengals, but I would not be surprised if the Steelers won.
Uh-huh.
Because
Deshaun?
last time they fucking dropped 50.
Yeah. Deshaun, what did you have to think about this one?
I'm hopeful. So what I want is Bengals. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Will it happen? No idea.
I cut
Deshaun?
out, didn't I?
What?
Deshaun, I'm just now realizing,
Mm-hmm.
are you on your PS4 or PS5?
Yep.
You
I
didn't
don't
notice the symbol?
No, I scrolled over and I just see like the PS5 symbol. I'm like, the fuck? But
Brother over here is getting his Budokai grind in.
oh really?
No, actually, it's a college football.
Oh nice.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, what were you saying,
Yeah.
Deshaun?
I'm saying I want Bengals to win here. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
I-
want?
And I mean, Steelers are in. You know,
Right.
they could not care and like help a brother out, like Eunice was saying.
Well, it's a divisional rival, so it's not much of a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you also got to look at it from like the GM standpoint. Why the hell are we giving them a free one for what?
Exactly. Like they
Especially a
hate
divisional rival. So it's like Steelers is
especially a
definitely going to come
divisional
out to
rival.
play.
Especially a
But
divisional.
wait, real quick.
Sorry.
When Bro set the ball down on the ground against the Chiefs, I lost all hope in the team.
Yeah. Like, I don't have hope for the Steelers either.
So
know for a
yeah,
fact-
Bengals here, and I touchdown just 7.
All right.
I know for a fact TJ Watt, when he saw Russell Wilson do that on the field, was like punching the air.
I tried so hard.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back out there. I just went down.
They are obviously holding me.
You ever see like those RDC World skits for LeBron?
Yes.
Bro,
Dude,
that's
those are
literally what TJ Watt is on the fucking shitty ass Steelers, bro. Whereas like you ever see that one where like he goes to sit down, he's like, no, can't do that. Can't do that. That's how I feel for TJ Watt right now. Every time he looks at the bench,
Yeah.
takes a sip of water, takes 2 steps towards the bench, the head coach grabs his shoulder. Where you going? You're going back out there right now. You just went 3 now.
He doesn't even have a chance to grab the Gatorade bottle. He's like, all right, they went 3 and out.
He comes up to the coach like, all right, coach, we stopped them for you. He's like, sick. Now go back out there.
Yeah, I am also picking the Bengals. Oops, I dropped my microphone. That was probably very loud.
I thought of something.
What?
You are not done. I thought you were. My bad. Please continue.
I'm picking the Bengals. I have literally no faith in the Steelers. And much like the last several years, they will be wild card exits. Literally, that sums it up.
Wasn't it last year to the Bills too?
Yes.
Uh,
I remember I had to
Well, I would-
lie to a bunch of Steelers fans that were at the wedding I was at because I was like, "Oh yeah, they have a shot," as if I didn't think they were going to get blown out, which is exactly what happened.
You shouldn't have lied. But what I
Should've
wanted
lied.
to say was,
Be a true friend. Lie.
in terms of build, speed, and then strength and mindset awareness, TJ Watt could have been a fantastic tight end.
Oh yeah,
He could have been a
100%.
monster. He could have been a Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, like it he if he were on a different team, he even if he only played defense, like not even to say that the Steelers are like a bad franchise, they're a great franchise. It's just like you have no hope in them because it's like they
What do you
have
hope
the
for?
same fucking
It's the
schedule.
same shit
Yeah,
every year.
every year. It's like up 3-0,
Tomlin uses black magic to get a winning record. They go on a 3-4 game losing streak before the playoffs start. And playoffs started, and they're going back home.
Yeah, this is their like 18th straight season with a winning record. And
13.
no, it's longer than that.
I guess I'm thinking of just the coaches run there. Tom
Uh
Monklin or whatever it is.
yeah, Mike Tomlin, this is his like wait, how many seasons with I'm gonna look it up.
I think it's 13 years. He's always had a winning record with them.
15 winning in 18 seasons, Mike Tomlin has had 15 winning seasons straight with the Steelers. Um and they've made the playoffs a decent number of they've only not made the playoffs 3 times. But how many of those times have they like done anything meaningful? You know? Was Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin there when they went to the Super Bowl?
I don't. Yes, he has won a Super Bowl. I know that. I don't know if it was with the Steelers, but I know Mike Tomlin has won a Super Bowl.
So he went to the Super Bowl twice and lost one and won one. He beat the
Okay.
Cardinals in the Super Bowl in 2008. He lost to the Packers in
Oh,
2010.
was that Aaron Rodgers one?
Yep.
Damn.
So he
Black Magic versus Grumpy Old Man.
yeah, so and it's like lost to the Bills in the wild card in 2023, 2022, he was 9-8, missed the playoffs. 2021, 9-7-1, lost to KC in the wild card. 2020, they were 12-4, lost in the wild card to the Browns. 2019, 8-8, did not make the they did not make the playoffs. 2019 or sorry, 2018, 9-6-1, did not make the playoffs. Like, so it's like they haven't done anything meaningful in a very long time, you know?
All right.
So I'm still picking the
Falcons
Bengals. Falcons,
versus
Panthers.
Panthers. Nothing game. Bryce Young's been on a hot streak. I don't think it's going to be enough. Yes, I know the Falcons are held by a rookie, but they also have an insane arsenal of fucking weapons. Holy fuck. The only other team that I think rivals the Falcons in terms of the weapons they have is either Bengals or Eagles. Like, you get to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if Joe Burrow, or actually, remember last year, like when Lamar was about to leave the Ravens?
Yeah,
And there was rumors of him. Imagine Lamar if he actually went to the Falcons.
that would be fucking hilarious.
That'd be like probably the scariest one of the greatest NFL teams in history.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm giving this to the Falcons, honestly. Just too many good weapons, better defense, just better overall.
Eunice 100% summarized my opinions as well. I'm giving it to the Falcons. Deshaun, Panthers or Falcons?
Falcons are. I mean,
Yeah. Sorry if I cut you off, Riley, and kind of stole your thunder on this.
You
I'm just going
didn't?
quick with these because for some reason ever since we started talking about Red Lobster, like being tired just hit me like a sucker punch.
Wait, Eunice, can you repeat that? Because I unplugged my microphone on accident.
You know,
Couldn't hear
I
you.
thought that. Ever since we were talking about Red Lobster, like just being tired hit me like a sucker punch, like
That's
a wave
okay.
of it
I've been
just
tired
powered
all
through
day
me.
too.
I,
Dejan, Panthers or Falcons? You said Falcons, but by how much? 3?
No.
Oh, sorry. Your microphone went like, and I thought that was you trying to say 3.
No, that was me saying,
Hmm.
uh, hear me out. 15.
All right. Next, we have Commanders, Cowboys. I'm picking the Commanders.
oh, you are looking at something that is not what you sent. I was so confused.
Not what I sent.
He's always on the website. It's
I'm on the
always-
Yeah,
website.
yeah.
It's in a different
The Week
order.
18 slant started with the Panthers and Falcons as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, oh, I guess he's using this one with us.
The NFL website is different.
Yeah, yeah. I was just saying the Fox one also started with Falcons Panthers.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, oh, okay, he's using this. All right, Cowboys, Commander. I mean, you already made your opinion
Yeah,
about this.
Commanders. Yeah.
Like with the
No,
Yeah,
you're 100%
Commanders,
right.
man.
Commanders.
They're just on a hot streak.
Dejan, what do you think? Commanders,
Commanders.
by how
F
much?
the Cowboys.
Hey, I was just about to say, gun to
10.
DJ's head, he ain't picking Cowboys.
10.
No.
Interesting.
It's the Commanders.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys, I don't know why they act like they're still involved.
So crazy to say, dude. It's the Commanders.
I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to ask Dejan. Packers by how much?
Oh.
Crazy. You're right. 3.
All right.
I feel like the Bears are gonna be like, yeah, we're still playoff contention.
You know what's crazy? I was gonna say Packers, and I was actually leaning towards that type of spread as well.
I was going to say they're going to lock in because they want to get Green Bay to have a worse seed.
Dude, they like play like the best football. Like Caleb Williams has like the first history's made. Caleb Williams has the NFL first like 800-yard passing game.
Damn.
Prime LeBron highlight reel.
This one means nothing, but I don't know who to pick. In my video, I picked the Jags. It's Jags Colts.
I'm gonna give this to the Colts just because I think the Jags are gonna be tanking better because they want that fucking pick, bro.
Mm-hmm.
By the
Dejan.
way, can I say this? I'm so sorry for cutting you
What?
off. I just want to say this. Why does everyone think like I get Travis Hunter won the Heisman? I don't think he's the best cornerback in the league.
In college football?
Yeah, I think it's Johnson.
Statistically, he was like middle of the road.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think Johnson will be the one going to the Patriots first overall, but everyone keeps pulling Tyler Huntley in there.
Right.
Whatever. DJ, please continue. I'm sorry, we're cutting you off.
Colts.
Okay. By
I
how
agree.
much? By how much?
Holy shit. I'm sorry. I just got a 80-yard pick 6.
That's awesome.
So I mean Colts here. I think everyone understands. In the beginning, I made a little bit about the Jags.
I'm gonna hold it over your head until you die.
Until I'm gonna be
And
whispering.
I'm continuing it. I'm gonna continue it next year, and
Good.
the year after that, and the year after that, until they make Super Bowl.
Good.
It's like that American Dad thing. Bet on the Bengals. I know they make it one year. I just don't know which one.
Yeah, I saw that over the weekend.
Every time, put your mortgage on. every time.
Also, he
I
called
know
them.
they make it 1 year. I just don't remember which.
He didn't even know what team they were called. He thought they were called the Bagels.
Yeah. But
But
Colts here. JT's about to leave, so they're gonna, flex him a little bit.
mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna
JT?
say
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my god, I just thought of something, DJ.
Well,
You made me think of this. Someone leaving, but clearly isn't retiring. Joe Flacco could be a QB for one of those 4 teams that I was talking about that isn't getting Ward or Sanders.
Nah, he's
I don't
fucking
think he's extending.
retiring. He's retiring.
No, he ain't.
He did so bad last year or this current year that he has to retire.
Joe
Oh
Flacco
my
had
God.
one good year.
What?
Well, no, he's been good. It's just he's so old that, at this point
I stand by
said-
what I said, unit.
Joe Flacco only had 3 good years in his entire career. His rookie year, he was great. He got them to playoffs, rookie playoff guy. His second year, he was solid, but his elite defense carried him for the Super Bowl, but he was solid. And last year with the Browns, for some reason, sleeper agent Joe Flacco said, let me drive the boat, and said, let me go on an 8-game win streak.
Mm-hmm.
Which was insane.
Yeah.
But
Deshaun, Colts by how much? 50.
Another 10 here.
All right.
Another 10.
I picked the Jags because I have a personal rule where if a team loses to the Saints, Raiders, or Giants, I do not pick them to win the next game until they win a game. So picking the Jags just to be
bet
funny.
Against the Ravens when the week 3.
I only instituted this because they were playing the Cowboys, so I only instituted this like halfway through the season. Because I noticed there were teams that like would have either bad games against those teams or lose to them and then have a couple losses in a row. I don't have stats or stuff pulled up in front of me. This is mostly a bit, but this was the excuse I used. This is just I don't know, just a gut feeling. If Richardson starts, though, which I don't know the status of his injury that kept him out last week, but if Richardson starts, he's probably will win. Next, we have Bills, Pats. I'm picking the Patriots. The Bills are going to play Josh Allen for... What?
I was so confused for a second.
What?
What?
You said the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm picking the Patriots.
I forgot the Bills were benching their starters, so I was so confused for a second. Like, what do you mean?
They are?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna play
They have
Josh
the
for
QC
one
top.
snap.
That's stupid, by the way. I just want to
Dude.
say.
I also think
wanted
it's
them
dumb.
to just come out and just say screw the Patriots.
Nah.
They're not losing to the Pats. Are you crazy?
I have seen people say that they thought the Pats would lose this game on purpose to try to tank. I don't believe that is something that would happen. I know we talked about it last week, but I don't believe that teams would tank on purpose. Because
Can I just say?
Go ahead.
Because you were talking about the Bills being benched and Josh Allen coming out for that one snap.
One snap. Probably.
If it's anything than taking a knee, I'm
Well, no,
telling you right now, Riley, if he gets hurt on that one snap, Sean McVay or whatever the fuck
Sean
his name
McDermott.
is, he's gonna have a horde of cultists around his house.
So I saw he said in a press conference that like there were going to be a limited. He was going to play a few snaps. I think he'll play one, and it will literally just be a handoff, and then
Better be.
yeah, and then that's it. Because there's no way they're going to make Josh throw it, because they have to play him first for him to be the starter, because he has a streak where he's like started the most games of any QB that's in right now. Um, so
If he gets hurt, man, I'm telling you.
I mean, I was worried because originally I watched the video and said, "Oh, like he's gonna play a quarter," and then people were like, "No, he'll play like one snap and then leave." If that's the case, which I think it will be, I'm fine with it. Even though me personally, like, who gives a fuck about the start streak?
I don't think Josh even like knew he had that until someone told him it.
I guarantee he doesn't care either, but McDermott was like, it's one snap, like, and it's probably just gonna be a handoff. So
It's crazy though that he's thinking this like it's just one snap, and then if Josh gets hurt years from now, he's gonna be thinking
Yeah.
it was supposed to just be one snap.
yeah, so
Yeah, he's gonna get hung.
probably not gonna happen. In all honesty. But
Whatever.
something that scared me. But I am picking the Patriots because I know people are saying, oh, they're gonna tank for the number 1 overall pick so they can get Travis Hunter. I don't think that will happen. I think they will play to win because Drake May needs the experience. So I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots too because I don't think, like, respectfully, Josh Allen struggled a little bit the first time, so I know Mitch Trubisky's gonna struggle immensely.
And like Mitch Trubisky isn't even good. So it's like, you know, he will struggle. Now, yeah. So I saw someone say on TV that they were going to win by 3 points. It'll be like a blowout. Like, I don't know. I don't expect any of the starters to play. Dejan, Patriots or Bills?
Patriots.
By how much?
I think this is the chance Drake May gets to pop off. If there's going to be any game where we're going to see some plays, it's going to be this one.
Right.
You know what I mean? They probably wouldn't do like some special, but like they're going to definitely use them because if they're sitting down their starters, this is the best chance you have for Drake May to get the experience of a actual game, but with no major consequences.
Right. Yeah.
If the Patriots lose still, that's going to be upsetting. But I think
I'd
Patriots
laugh.
win here. And I'm going to say 14.
All right.
And I just want to say, I think the only starters for the Bills that could be in is like the rookie starters, like Keon Coleman, for
Right.
example. Just, more experience, more snaps, more routes to run.
I don't think Coleman will play, but there are other starters that I could definitely see who are rookies that I could definitely see playing. So that will be I'm not even gonna watch the game, gonna be honest with you. So yeah, then we have Giants at Eagles. Eagles are also resting their stars. Saquon will not be able to break the record.
I mean, it's only that. Let's be honest. I know a lot of people are like, "That's kind of BS." Let them try to get it. But it's like, no, you're not risking an injury, right before the playoffs.
If Saquon
just because
got
of a
hurt,
record, no offense, but just for a record.
If Saquon got hurt, they would not be able to win a playoff game. So
I mean,
they
I'm
need
still
him.
going to give this to the Eagles just because at the very least, Kenny Pickett's been playing rather solid lately.
I don't think he's going to play either.
You think the second string isn't sitting in?
Because if on the off chance Hurts can't play or gets another concussion, they need him.
Concussion protocol. All right, then I'll give this to the Giants. Who cares? Like, honestly, who cares?
Because we were talking about this. We were talking about this on the group chat. I am not saying that I think Hurts will miss a playoff game, but I'm saying, like, on the off chance he did, they still need, like, Kenny Pickett. So What were you saying, Eunice?
I feel like any team like this, where they're benching their starters, like it's like one of those "who gives a fuck" games.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna watch this shit.
So yeah, whatever. Put me down for Giants. I don't give a shit.
Okay. Dijon, what do you think?
I mean, see, this is where the prediction stuff comes into play because it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're sitting down their starters.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe the Giants can still? I mean I feel like you have to say Giants here.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
It'd be
was
so
thinking.
funny. If it'd be so funny.
Prediction wise, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like you don't want to be like, oh, well, one, it's obviously the Eagles who win this, you know. But then you're
Mm-hmm.
just like, well, none of their starters are playing. Then it's,
Yeah,
do the Giants have the ability to beat the secondaries of the Eagles?
the third strings, yes.
Yeah, the and Drew Lock
Cooper
did
DeJean's
well.
not playing.
Yeah.
Darius Slay's not playing.
You know what? Yeah, Giants.
Yeah.
3.
But yeah.
Like even then, it's gonna be a fucking. Oh my god,
Oh
the
yeah.
scoreboard. I can see it now. 12-6.
It will be. This is not going to be an interesting game. Like there really isn't a game in the 1 o'clock slate that. Well, no, there really isn't a game in the 1 o'clock slate that I think is good. Like Packers Bears, but even then, like the Bears have nothing to play for. I think they could go all out. It might be an interesting game, but it has no implications. You know.
I might check out Saints Bucks just because that has a lot of stake involved. It might not be an interesting game, but it's a lot at stake.
Uh-huh. And the next game is Saints Bucks.
Well, I'm giving this to the Bucks.
Yeah, me too. Dijon, what do you think?
I think. Hear me out.
Go for it.
All right.
Bucks.
Okay.
Fair.
By one.
That's it.
By how much?
Can I say 5?
Yeah, go for it, man.
16 a field goal.
Yeah. Which, the Satans. The Saints just are so bad that I not ridiculous to say that. Texans Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5.
Texans Titans, I think everybody's saying Titans. Or no.
It sounds so weird to say that.
I know, but like the Texans, it hasn't been officially announced that I've seen. I don't think they're going to play their starters because they need to rest.
Yeah, that does make, doesn't it?
Like Eunice, what do you think? Or do you think I'm wrong? What?
Repeat.
Texans Titans. I think everyone is going to say Titans.
Yeah, considering the Texans have been playing like doo-doo butter with their starters.
Yeah, and I don't see them starting their starters because they need to rest because they don't have a bye.
Yeah.
Okay, Titans. So we have. I'm saying Titans as well. Dijon. By how much?
I'm gonna say. Let's spice it up a bit. 7.
All right. So
Is
the next.
backup QB for the Texans.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you.
Looking it up.
Did you say Canada?
I'm looking it up.
He said he's looking it up. The next.
Houston Texans backup QB.
I don't even have a guess. Like, I have no idea. Davis Mills
is still in this bitch.
You know what's funny? That was my guess, but I didn't say it because I was like, no, he wouldn't be playing nowadays.
He's young. He's 26. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, oh my god, what's he still doing here? I guess he's on his rookie deal still.
That's weird.
This is year 4 for him.
Wow, that long? Like I thought or that little, I thought he'd be like way fucking older than that.
He actually played a snap this. He actually played a bit this year.
In garbage time, in what game? Do you know?
Game log against the Ravens, he had one snap.
That was my guess. That was my guess.
And then the Minnesota Vikings, 34-7.
So the next game we got is
Snooze fest.
49ers Cardinals. I said Cardinals. Because Brock Purdy got hurt and is not playing.
I'm going to give this to the 49ers just because even against the Lions, where they had no chance of making playoffs, they were trying their best. And even when Brock Purdy got hurt, they still marched that ball down the field and got a touchdown against the Lions.
Okay. Dejan, what do you think, 49ers or Cardinals?
Cardinals.
I said Cardinals. Okay.
Is this the first one that we've had a disagreement about?
Yes. Except I said Jags and you guys both said Colts.
Yeah, to be fair though, you just had Jags pick preemptively.
Yeah, like this game and that game are 50-50 games. I don't know who to pick. I just picked.
We got another one coming up soon.
I know. Actually,
same division.
I actually
know the winner of that
knew
one.
which team to pick. Yeah.
All right.
That one's pretty easy.
DJ, did you give your spread, my love?
Yeah, Dejan, give your spread.
I'm gonna say 8.
Spread them. All right. Then we have Chiefs, Broncos. I'm picking the Broncos. I think everybody's picking Broncos. What?
You know what's funny? When I was a kid, this is about the Broncos. Before I was a fan of like the Ravens,
Uh-huh.
for like 3 months, I was a fan of the Broncos.
What year was it? I was gonna say Peyton Manning.
I became a fan of the Broncos the year. Excuse me. I became a fan of the Ravens the year they won the Super Bowl. So 2012, 2011.
Okay.
I think I just had my uncle just told me like, man, Peyton Manning, he's fantastic. I'm like, yeah, I like that team actually.
I like Peyton Manning, so I could see why you'd think that.
But yeah, for like 3 or 4 months, I was a fan of the Broncos. So there's actually like always a little bit of a soft spot for them in my heart.
I like the Broncos too. They're chill. I have a Broncos jersey. Got Russell Wilson.
Not gonna lie.
Say kill the
I knew
49ers.
nothing.
Got to say that.
What?
I just want to say, I knew nothing about Bo Nix before this draft. So that's kind of part of why I went for Bo Nix to be the best.
I just knew that he had played a very long time in college, and people gave him a hard time about it.
I mean, Ears is getting the same shit now.
I know, and he also is bad.
Did you
college.
hear?
Yeah, he's gonna
about the $6 million.
Yeah, he's gonna go to a different team to play longer. That's stupid. Like,
I mean, if he leaves and gets similar results to Bo Nix, fuck it.
Quentin Ewers is also bad.
Is he bad? I thought he was like solid.
No, he at the beginning he was okay, and he's been taking a nosedive. The backup QB for Texas is much better than he is. Which happens to be my boy, who I'm rooting for, Arch Manning.
He's pretty solid season this year. 3,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 ints.
It's more than just a box score. You got to look at the games. Like I've seen a couple of his games, and I've seen like the big moments from the big games. He doesn't show up in big games.
Oh, isn't this the QB that everyone says Isaiah Bond carries?
I'm not really familiar with college, so maybe.
Because I hear that like Isaiah Bond carries, and I know Isaiah Bond plays for the Longhorns because I want him. I know a lot about Isaiah Bond because I want him to get drafted by the Ravens.
All I'll say about
he's a late first round pick. That's his projection, and that's right where we are.
All I'll say about
Oh,
Quentin Ewers is that his last name is stupid.
okay, bro.
And he and Justin Herbert, he has been playing college for so long. Him and Justin Herbert played against each other once.
How old is this fucker?
He's also like in his mid 20s, like 25, 26. Like when you're 21, you leave college. You go to the draft.
He's 21.
Oh, well, fuck him. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
Wrong
I
about
still
my
hate
take about him, but fuck him.
I still don't like him. My take rings true. He's mid.
I've made up my decision before learning about him, and I will continue to allow that to cloud my judgment.
Yeah, it's Quentin Ewers. He's not gonna play if he plays in the NFL, he's gonna be a backup.
He's gonna be a 4th-round pick. That's what my uncle says.
He's
So he's probably one of those guys that's going to Seahawks, Browns, Jets, something like that.
he's not declaring this year.
So well, it's not guaranteed yet. We don't know yet.
I guess that's true. Because I heard like the rumor about like another team offered him NIL money. You know what? Actually, the person I was thinking of was Bo Nix. Bo Nix and Justin Herbert played against each other in college one time.
Bo Nix is doing pretty good for himself.
I know. But you know what? Bo Nix is no Quentin Ewers. Anyway.
Bro.
So
You know what?
Broncos.
You better vote for him to be your favorite next year.
Who, Quentin Ewers or Bo
Make
Nix?
it up to him.
Nah, fuck him. Yeah, I'll pick him up in fantasy.
DJ, what are we on right now? Broncos Chiefs still?
We are on.
Seahawks Rams.
So Dejan, what is your spread for Broncos Chiefs?
Oh,
I knew we were still on DJ. I fucking called that.
Well, we're gonna just
That's
speed
all
through
right.
the next few ones because they're pretty easy.
oh, yeah. Let's just Broncos
By how much?
Let it rock.
14.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Next we
All
have
right, let's
Seahawks
go on.
Rams.
I'm wrong.
How much?
35.
Okay.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be so funny if that actually was right?
it would be so awesome. Anyway,
So we have
I'm
Seahawks Rams.
giving this to Seahawks. I don't care.
Deshaun.
We don't know if they're benching their starters or not. The Rams.
I think they are. I saw.
All right.
I'm
I'm
looking.
trusting you. I'm going Seahawks.
Okay, Deshaun.
I
Seahawks.
will say. Oh wait, they clinched, didn't they?
Yes.
Because I would say if Seahawks win, won't they just replace the Rams?
No.
Because Rams are 10-6 and Seahawks are 9-7.
They also hold like the it's some kind of like mathematical BS.
Okay.
Where because the Seahawks won last week, but because like the Rams won last week and they beat the Cardinals, it means they clinched.
Okay.
Are you saying Seahawks or Rams?
I guess Seahawks.
All right. By how much?
I'm basing off the information Riley is giving, so if I'm wrong, I'm going to kill you.
All right. Like I said, I could. They're very like hush hush about it, but I've seen a lot of people say they're most likely going to.
6, 2 field goals.
All right.
What?
Next we have Chargers Raiders. I think everybody's saying Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Okay.
You
Deshaun-
gonna cry maybe over hydrogen bomb again?
It's Raiders.
The best
Yeah.
team in the NFL.
Hey, they beat the Ravens.
That's true.
That's something the Bills couldn't do this year so far.
Oh wait, Chargers didn't clinch with a 10-6. That's crazy. Never mind,
They
Chargers.
clinched, but it's about like the seeding.
Oh, okay.
Their starters are playing at least some.
They're gonna play until they're confident they could win it. So that's why I'm going
I
Chargers.
guess, yeah, I guess they will play because, well, and once again, it doesn't matter on who they would face.
Yeah. If they, I believe, if they lose this game, no matter what happens to the
They're facing the
Steelers,
Texans, I
they
think.
verse the Ravens.
Mm,
So, I would like
well,
to
no,
say,
aren't Steelers going to face Ravens?
if they,
If the Steelers win, and if the Steelers lose and the Chargers win, the Steelers reverse the Ravens in the first round of
uh,
playoffs.
yes, one thing I would,
Cheating, baby.
one thing I'd like to say about what I said before, Sean McVay, head coach of the Rams, said, he did not explicitly say that Stafford was not going to play, but he did say Garoppolo would play at least some of the game. So Rams are resting their starters
Really.
for at least maybe Stafford would play a bit at
He'll
the very most.
he'll probably leave Stafford in there until, assuming this is how I see it. If it's a one possession game by the fourth quarter, Stafford is still in there. If it's a two possession,
Oh.
something as simple as a two possession game in the fourth quarter, Stafford is out.
Oh, I read more of the article. He said that he is resting some starters, but he won't say which ones it is until it's a game time decision.
All right. Stafford
But then,
gold.
later in the article, he says Garoppolo is playing. But the article, for some reason, paints it as, well, maybe Stafford would play some of the game, but Garoppolo wouldn't play, all of it. Anyway, I'm still picking the Seahawks. So yeah, Chargers, Dijon by how much?
Boo, boo, boo.
45.
Man, I don't know.
Just a bunch of pick sixes.
That'd be amazing. Boom. You know what? I think Raiders come out to play. I think Chargers undermine them, and they get hurt a little bit in the first half, right? And they group together
Okay.
and launch the comeback and win it by 3.
Okay.
You laugh now.
Yes.
He laughs.
I will be continuing to laugh.
He who laughs first dies the slowest.
Okay. That's ominous. Next we have Dolphins Jets.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry. I was talking to my grandma.
About
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was like, what?
No, you weren't.
No, you were not. He who laughs first dies the slowest. Bro, if I told
No,
my
you
grandma that,
weren't.
she'd be like, what?
We were just talking about good old Uncle Jimmy.
Jimmy started laughing.
Started laughing and choked on his spit.
Jimmy laughed first.
Someone find where this guy lives, you know?
Oh.
If I said that to my grandma, she'd be like, what? Anywho. Dolphins, Jets. Who are you picking, Eunice?
Dolphins.
Okay.
They won't play off. Actually, no, yeah, this is the same time as the Broncos thing. I was gonna say if Broncos win, then they'll rest their starters. But no, I'll give this to the Dolphins.
The Dolphins, Tua is not playing because he's injured.
It's the Jets.
All right.
I mean, it's the Jets.
Dijon, what do you think?
I'm going to say Jets here because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play his cracked out mind. You know?
It's his last.
He's going to be high as a kite.
It's on the ayahuasca.
And he's going to be playing like he's never played before. Like he's prime Rodgers and this is Super Bowl.
Uh-huh. I agree.
Win by 6 in overtime.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's like the reverse of what happened last time because they lost in overtime by 6.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Jets because
You're wrong.
You also picked the Jets. All right. I'm picking the Jets just because I okay.
Oh,
Deshaun was
man.
like, "Oh, I did something cool. I did something a little silly with that."
Dude, it's so not funny, but it's hilarious.
It's funny. Ugh. Pick of the Jets.
I'm sorry. It's like the necro thing, dude.
You're
You
telling me a
gotta
necro
meet.
made this man, sir?
All
It's
Uh,
that
so
started. All
it's
that
so
started
bad. It's
was because
funny.
it was all that started because DJ joined a Discord call with me at like 2 a.m. when I was playing Wizards 101.
yeah.
And it was a necromancer that was a salamander, so it was like a pun.
Yeah.
And then he just mumbled it. And I got so pissed off at him that he couldn't stop fucking laughing for like 20 minutes. Shut up.
Yeah, because I have heard so much about this necromancer joke.
Please don't give him attention for it.
It's so bad. It's so...
And I will be muting DJ.
Okay. Well, before you do that, I'm picking the
DJ,
Jets.
take it away. Vikings, Lions, number one
He's
seed.
not done.
It doesn't
He's
matter. Just
not
move on.
done, bro.
I'm
Viking-
sorry. I thought you said. I
No.
thought you were bringing up because you were like, "Don't mute him just yet." Like you were building up to him talking because he goes first for Lions.
All right. Vikings,
Sorry.
Lions. It's in Detroit. Deshaun, what do you think?
This is a tough one. I'm picking Lions here, but this is a tough one. You know,
Uh-huh.
we might see a Jake Bates special. You know, what I want to happen for a magical moment as his first year, right?
Jake Bates, yeah.
First year, he's already broken the Lions record.
Oh,
What do you mean, no?
I thought I muted. My bad. Please continue.
No.
Oh, I was about to say, like, he definitely did. The record was most points by
Yeah.
player
Yeah.
in one season. He's already done that. I want him to close game. Right, this not overtime. This is fourth quarter, 5 seconds left. He ties Tucker for longest field goal.
Mhm.
Just boom. Because I do not think Weather's gonna play on his side. He definitely has the power. It's the accuracy. I cannot tell you.
Well, it's in Ford Field.
I know. That's why I said Weather's not gonna help.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like Weather would play against him, and I
No.
was like, it's not going to be a factor.
No, I'm saying
No, I get what you mean
I
now.
don't.
I get what you mean
Yeah.
now.
Because you know how the wind can help the ball.
Yeah, go forward. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said Weather's not going to help him. He has the power and is like, I believe him. Even though I think he injured, like, I think he sprained something because of that picture. One, dirty camera work. Whoever did that, that was crazy.
He didn't sprain anything.
Crazy.
First of all, I love that picture. That's going to be the thumbnail. He didn't sprain anything. He was like rubbing out a sore. And they said on the broadcast, like, the reason he was like that is because, like, it was on his hip, and he had, like, a tennis ball that he was, like, rubbing over his, hip.
Mm.
And that was, dude, yeah, crazy camera work. I saw that, and that was the part of the broadcast I missed, so I was, like, trying to figure out what the context was. I was like, what is he doing? But Jake Bates he's an attractive young fella.
But yeah, that's how close that I feel that like this game is going to be field goal win for it.
Right.
I'm not necessarily 3, but definitely a field goal to win it.
Yeah.
I'll say 3 for your thing, but
definitely field goal to win it. Like that's how close this game is going to be. I hope we kick first. Like I'm that dead serious. I hope we kick first because if we receive and they three and out us, we're fucked.
Yeah. I I agree, and I'll talk about my thoughts last. Eunice, what is your opinion on this?
Dude, this is such an interest. This is gonna be such a good. I hope it's such a good fucking game. Actually, let me say it like that. I hope this lives up to the hype it's bringing to the table. I know Lions defensively are crippled. I mean, they just gave up 34 points to the insanely crippled 49ers offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if they gave up 34 to the crippled 49ers offense, I don't know what they're going to do to stop the Vikings besides outscore them. And unfortunately for the Lions, I don't think it's possible for them to like not never punt or anything like that, never go three and out or anything.
Right.
It's just the Vikings have an amazing defense and they're not hurt on either.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank
Bless
you.
you.
Bless you.
I don't know, man. I think this is just too much of an uphill battle for the Lions.
Okay.
Fuck. I want to say Lions so bad. Fuck it, man. Put me down for Vikings.
Wow.
I know. I'm such a bitch.
Boo. I'm
Boo.
sure Gus might also say Vikes. It's a
Well, Gus is a hater.
no, he's not. Not when it comes to Lions.
Nah, he shook it off.
Yeah. When it comes to this matchup, I think it'll be a very good game. This might be game of the century. It's going to be very entertaining. And I'm picking the Lions. It's a divisional game. Obviously the Lions defense is banged up. We talked about it earlier in the episode. But it's just, you know, it's a divisional matchup, and the Lions offense is just so good, and I think the defense will step up, and maybe we'll get Anzalone back, but even if they don't, I don't know, I just believe in the Lions in this matchup, so I'm picking the Lions.
My man.
Probably by a Jake Bates winning field goal as well. So we'll get Gus's picks later for the official predictions, but I imagine he will say the same thing as us. Maybe he'll say my prediction is he'll say Vikes instead of Lions is only the real difference, but it'll basically be the same as Dejan's prediction. I don't know. That is going to be it, though, for this episode. This is the last episode of the regular season. We will be back next week. It will just be only covering the playoffs. We'll probably only talk about the Lions game because that's the only game that matters for seeding and such. Unless something crazy happens, although I don't know if it will. And Eunice, do you want to spin that wheel?
Yep, let me share my screen.
All right, let's take a look. Low taper fade. This meme is still massive. Did you guys know that?
I hope it lands on Bills.
All right.
No paper.
No.
Eunice got so lucky. The Panthers.
All right, that's NFC. Nope, we gotta respin.
Yep. Gotta do one NFC, one AFC team.
Once again, I advise you, make two wheels, but it's whatever.
Oh, Eunice got Dejan got lucky.
I never get lucky.
Next
baby.
season we will do two wheels.
No playoffs for the Dolphins.
Hey, there you go. They lose, and then the Bengals win.
So what would be the bad luck thing for the Panthers? Like, how much lower can it get?
They win, and then they have a worse draft pick. They're sitting at 6 overall right now.
Who was it last week?
I don't even remember, but were teams that lost. I think it was the Jets. No,
Jets?
maybe it wasn't the Jets. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
Dude, well, have you noticed like the last 4 weeks in a row when we have used this wheel,
It's
they have
worked.
just been teams that you expect shit to happen to?
Yeah.
I think the only team it landed on this entire like season that was like a good team was the Eagles one time.
Yeah. And oh yeah, Eagles, and maybe that curse just took a long time to hit because Saquon won't break the rushing record.
That's You're going to talk about Jalen Hurts being a concussion protocol, but okay.
That too.
Hey, just for shits and giggles, I spun it one more time just because it's like there, right?
All right. Let's look. Huh. Eagles. Well, I guess they're gonna lose their first round exits. I hope the Eagles get kicked out early. I don't want them to.
Oh yeah, how are we gonna? You want to do the wheel for the playoffs as well? Or?
No, we'll do reg season only.
Okay.
But we'll still do like the recaps and the predictions and such. Hopefully shorter episodes because this one hit 2 hours.
Well, to be fair, we kind of went on a small tangent on food.
Yeah, well, I love food, so.
No, we did. I'm not calling
I
you
know.
out.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it was deserved.
All right.
But that's gonna be it for this
Stay
episode.
bodacious out there, folks.
All right, go Bills, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Ravens lock.